Hi, and welcome back to Daemon Adventures. On this adventure, we set out to extend our coverage of the Trans-New Jersey Trail. While we had planned on just a short drive around the cranberry bogs of Pemberton Township, we didn't realize that we were driving right into one of our favorite things, local history. We got a chance to look back at the early history of cranberry farming, and we stepped onto the Women's Heritage Trail to learn about the life of Elizabeth Coleman White, whom you can thank for the creation of the cultivated blueberry. Stick around and check out Whitesbog Village, some of the walking trails nearby, and of course some of the Pine Barrens, sand roads, and beautiful scenery. To the cranberry bogs.
Cranberry bogs. That is a hiking trail.
Would you like to stop into the general store?
Yes,
I think you
and
should.
go for a hike.
So here we find ourselves in historic Whitesbog Village. With its general store front and center, there were smaller home-like structures to the left that were mostly open for self-guided tours. We learned much as we explored the town, and even more as we continued our exploration online later. Established in 1870 by Joseph J. White, Whitesbog was once one of the largest cranberry and blueberry farms in New Jersey. The village was built between 1890 and 1925, with the general store as the farm's company store. Starting around 1895, 4 cottages were built lining the road to the left of the general store to house workers for the farm. Each cottage originally had 4 units, each housing a family in a 10 by 12 foot room with a smaller room upstairs, and a center brick chimney for a wood or coal stove for heat. In 1912, they were converted into duplexes with the addition of a kitchen. Workers from these cottages would work the cranberry bogs starting at 8 a.m., or when the dew had finally gone from the berries. They would work each bog in a line, filling 1 peck boxes. When full, the berries would make their way to the packing house, where they were stored to await packing and shipping. After they had been sorted, cranberries were packaged for shipping in barrels made here at the barrel factory, carrying 100 pounds of cranberries each. Interestingly, even though barrels are no longer used, cranberries are still packed in 100-pound increments. Growing, harvesting, sorting, packaging, Whitesbog was built to sustain not only the farm, but also its workers. We'll definitely need to return another day to see some of the other buildings like the village schoolhouse. Before leaving though, we also stopped for a walk along the bog, which led to an even greater understanding of the local history and the impact that this little village has on our everyday lives. You might think the blueberry has been around forever, but it certainly wasn't the way you think of it today. At the end of our walk, we exited the bog line to find where the blueberry found its own, rather, where Elizabeth Coleman White created and cultivated the blueberry. Elizabeth was born in 1871 to Mary Fenwick and Joseph White. From 1887, Elizabeth worked the bogs of her father's farm, helping to supervise the cranberry pickers. Later, though, she became interested in cultivating and harvesting wild blueberries that grew natively around the farm. Working with Frederick Coville, a botanist with the USDA, Elizabeth took charge on selecting wild blueberry bushes meeting criteria she established, and breeding them to create just the right combination of features. In 1916, they successfully breeded the true blueberry, leading to what we all know and love today. Her home and the original testing fields stand as a part of the Women's Heritage Trail for Elizabeth's innovative contribution to horticulture. Elizabeth loved Whitebog so much that per her wishes when she passed away in 1954, her cremated remains were distributed by plane over the headwaters of Whitesbog. Check out the video description for links to the Whitesbog Preservation Trust. They hold an annual blueberry festival and countless other events throughout the year. Daemon Adventures will be back in the future for sure. For now, though, we have the rest of our planned route to cover.